is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever we choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough.
So good to see you all here. I am very glad to be here and glad to see all of you, bright shining faces. Every week, we have instituted a little practice that we call, we nicknamed them gratitude challenges, but you know, we take a moment for people to share some of the good that they have received from practicing this way of life and things that they're grateful for. And so for November, for our fourth week, our challenge or our opportunity, is a better way to phrase it, is for gratitude for life and existence. And in this week, we focus on a deep spiritual appreciation for life itself. This involves gratitude for the simple things, the simple fact of being alive, for the experiences and the insights gained, for the beauty of nature and the universe. And so we were invited last week to spend time in nature, meditate on the miracle of life, and consider your place in the larger whole. This is a week to connect deeply with the world and feel a sense of unity with all beings. Throughout the challenge, or throughout this opportunity, keep a gratitude journal to document your reflections and meditations. Each day, write down what you're grateful for and how it connects you to your spiritual practice. By the end of November, you'll not only have fostered a deeper sense of gratitude, but also a more profound connection to the spiritual essence of life. And so some of our members have shared what they bought this week, and I just want to share those here. We're going to start with my little buddy Nancy Kipke right here out front. And she is wonderful, is grateful for her cats. Her cat, yeah, great health for her cat. She didn't put his name down, you know. Our Sue says she's grateful for the opportunities life has given her to help her grow. And she has, and you know how she is. She's been dragging me along with her. And it's a good thing, you know. We have permission to share. I don't see a name. My Johnny cat and all the little blessings that scamper around the flowers and the trees. Liana, okay, double L, okay. All right. Gina's grateful for people reaching out to help each other here. Do we do that here? Do we do that stuff here? I've gotten so used to it, I didn't notice. You just do it. It's kind of like getting up and tying your shoe. When you're tying your shoe, you just do it. You don't even think about it. Babs is grateful for her family inside and outside of the New Dawn community. She's got family everywhere. How about that, Babs? We're going to have to talk about where I fit in. I've got a feeling it's that pain in the rear end little brother as well. Joel Weissman, good health. Our Marty, she's always there to be my sidekick. You know who said that about you, right? It's our Mickey. She's very grateful for you. But, when she's in public and she gets into trouble, her name becomes Mickey. Mickey becomes Marty when she's in trouble in public. I don't know how that works, but I'm just glad that we have you both because you're such bright lights in this community, and you keep me laughing. So now I have to get serious. I'm going to read the gong and get ready to bring us into the service with prayer. Please join me in prayer. As we step into this space on this beautiful fall day, we understand that life is abundance. It is a bun dance. And we get to choose how we move through this life. We can choose to trudge or we can choose to dance and move through all the magnificence that has been provided. And what I know is that there is one life, that one perfect life that is God, belongs to each and every expression in this space today. It belongs to each and every one within the sound of our voice, knowing that each of us is a unique expression of that power, created to move through this world and express as only each of us can express according to his, her gifts. And what we've come together to celebrate is dance. We are here to dance, and Spirit will speak through our Dodi Jackson this day and give a message to everyone within the sound of my voice that needs to hear it, to understand that dancing is a gift. This life is a gift. All that we're given is a gift. Each and every one of you in front of me and within the sound of my voice are gifts. Gifts of the divine. And I give thanks for each and every soul in this space here today. And I know that everything that takes place will be absolutely perfect. I am grateful for our musicians, our technicians, our practitioners, our hospitality folks. I'm grateful for everyone that's come here to be in this space to celebrate and express as only you can. You are each and every one a gift in my life and in the lives of one another. And we go forth knowing that all of this is good, it's all God. And I release these words into that law that knows how to mold, make, shape, and create all the good there is. I let this go, I let it be. Together we affirm, and so it is. Our first words of inspiration come from Dr. Marissa Pay. If the grass is greener on the other side, water your own lawn. From Robin Sharma. Personal mastery is a currency that will make you authentically wealthy. And your wisest investment is making yourself all that you can be. From our founder, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Holmes. Nature seems to await our comprehension of her, and she is governed by immutable laws, the ignorance of which excuses no one from their effects. The bondage of humanity must be a result of our ignorance to the true nature of reality. The storehouse of nature may be filled with good, but this good is locked to the ignorant. The key to this door is held in the mind of intelligence working in accordance with the universal law. Through experience, man learns what is really good and satisfying, what is truly worthwhile. As intelligence increases and capacity to understand the subtle laws of nature grows, they will gradually be set free. Well, our speaker today is proof that God can pack a lot of energy into a very small space. And it is so good to see you again. When Dodi was here in April, she brought the house down. So much love, so much energy in a small space. Of course, Denise keeps me rap sheets on everybody. So I got a rap sheet on you. Let me just remind you a little bit about some of the amazing things that Dodi does. And she fell in love with Science of Mind and with Mile High Church when her daughter and son-in-law brought her to a Christmas Eve candlelight service 9 years ago. And she walked through the doors and knew that she was home. She actively serves in the youth ministry and is a member of Mile High Church. And she's a member of the choir as well and the bereavement team. She's been a licensed practitioner for 3 years now. Same year that Sue and I got licensed. Wow, that's a pretty good class, if I don't say so myself, because I did say so. She serves by giving spiritual guidance sessions and will enter her senior year. She's in her senior year at Ministerial Leadership School and the Wisdom Studies program at Holmes Institute. She's going to be graduating in June. Can't wait for that. Get over and party. And she's a lover of life. And she's an artist, a poet, and a dancer. And she spent 40 years as a teacher and a counselor of children from ages 3 to 21. Any 60-year-olds going on 16? Yeah. Including 10 years with the incarcerated youth. So she's a facilitator at Soul College, an art and counseling school. She credits her 50 years plus, and she must have started when she was 2. 50 years plus of spiritual experiences being her strong base for all she does. Dodi plans to bring as much of the arts as possible to her ministry, and she envisions co-creating projects and events for family involvement and will continue her service in pastoral care. A lover of ceremony, she hopes to officiate marriages, memorials, and baptisms. See her if you got any of this stuff coming up. She's the mother of 2 daughters, a grandmother of 7, a great-grandmother of 2. She lives on Sugarloaf Mountain west of Boulder. She is here, larger than life, and in living color. Come on up, Dodi.
I am really happy to be here. I feel very welcomed every time I walk through this door. I've been here just for services a couple times and to speak. This is my second time. And every time I walk through the door, I just feel the warmth and the sweetness of everyone here and what you all have created and are creating. And I'm really, really happy to prepare us by walking into sacred space. And actually, Russell, your beautiful prayer just took us right there. I'm going to read us a poem that will also just create the mood. So here we are. We're going to be hearing my talk, which is called Rise Up and Dance. And I'm also calling it Advanced Gratitude. And the reason it's advanced is because you all have been practicing gratitude and speaking these gratitudes all month, right? At your services. And so I'm hoping I can just add a little to that. So I have a poem for you by Chellan Harkin. And it is called Say Wow. And I love this poet. I hope you will love her too. Each day, before our surroundings become flat with familiarity, and the shapes of our lives click into place, dimensionless and average as Tetris cubes, before hunger knocks from our bellies like a cantankerous old man, and the duties of the day stack up like dishes, and the architecture of our basic needs commissions all thought to construct the four-door sedan of our safety, before gravity clings to our skin like a cumbersome parasite, and the colored dust of dreams sweeps itself obscure in the vacuum of reason. Each morning, before we wrestle the world and our hearts into the shape of our brains, look around and say, wow. Feed yourself fire. Scoop up the day entire like a planet-sized bouquet of marble, sent by the universe directly into your arms, and say, wow. And before our poems become calloused with revision, let them shriek off the page with spontaneity. Before our metaphors get too regular, let the sun stay a conflagration of homing pigeons that fights through fire each day to find us. And so I want you to know, if you don't already know, that gratitude is a principle of our faith path, Science of Mind. It is something that we can count on for sure to change things. It is said that gravity is causative. It makes a shift. It's a lot like prayer. You know how when we pray, then something changes, something grows, something alters in our lives. Same thing with gratitude. And here is what Ernest Holmes had to say about it. What great joy should accompany everything that we do, an expectancy, love. Love everything, praise everything, recognize all things, believe all things, accept all things. There's a laughter of God. Let's laugh it. There is a song of the universe. Let's sing it. There's a hymn of praise. Let's praise it. There is a joy, a beauty. There is a deep, abiding peace. Let's experience it. And it is my hope that during this morning, you have an experience of joy and of gratitude. Not just thinking about it and what it means, but actually having a chance to be in that space and go there. And Abraham Hicks, who is a group of channelers known as Abraham that come through a woman named Esther Hicks, this is what they have to say. Every time you praise something, every time you appreciate something, every time you feel good about something, you are telling the universe, more of this, please. So actually, what we're doing is putting out a net and saying, come to me, all the goodness, all the joy. The more we express and feel that gratitude. And so I'd like us to do one little experience to bring ourselves gratitude. And it is something that Abraham Hicks recommends. And I don't know if any of you follow any of that material, but they call it a rampage of appreciations. And so we're just going to try that out. If you're not sitting near someone, you might want to move over so that you'll be able to do this as a partner with someone. So I'm going to give you a minute, if you would like to just be by somebody else. And I'm going to model a rampage of appreciations. And then I'm going to give you just a minute to do that with each other. Okay? So here goes. It's just a bunch of affirmations, not planned at all, just in the moment of what I'm loving and appreciating and feeling gratitude for. So as I look around me, I'm appreciating these faces that are so open, these eyes that are streaming light. I'm feeling an incredible gratitude for the beauty even of this building that holds 3 or 4 different groups of people who come here to be devoted, to come here to experience a higher power, higher source. I'm feeling so much hope and love because it's right here, right now, in this room. Okay, so you can turn to someone near you and then just take turns. First one person, just say your rampage, and then I'll have you switch, and the other person can take a turn. And if there are 3 of you, you can switch off. I see the 3 of you over there, my family. You can switch off that way whenever you want to. Are you ready? Okay, have fun. Get ready, get set, go. I'll do it with you.
Okay. So I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for friendship. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Okay, if you haven't switched, go ahead and switch. Someone else take a turn.
Okay.
Keep going, 'cause I got this.
Yeah. I'm grateful for cars. I'm grateful for the city of Denver, Colorado. I'm grateful for the New Dawn community. I'm grateful for Mile High. I'm grateful for Centers for Spiritual Living. I'm grateful for the Ascension community that my best friend belongs to. I'm grateful for the Shambhala community where my meditation teacher has retired from. He's actually still there. I'm grateful for football. Browns on national TV on Thursday night. Grateful for the Denver Broncos.
Okay. Too short. Well, I can just stop and you guys can just continue. No. I can already feel that the vibration is lifted in the room. It changes, doesn't it? Just with thinking of these things and expressing them. So I'm going to tell you a little story from my life. And This is a little bit of a risk. It's a personal story, but I feel good telling it to you because I can see the openness here. This story begins when I was just a very young child. I was born into what I always considered the desert of an emotional place. My family was not particularly supportive and loving, and they just didn't know how to express. I know they loved me, but I always had my bag packed from the early days because I knew that I would be doing something else, I would become something else than the way that they had chosen to live their lives. And so I went out and I couldn't wait after I got married to have my child. And I was so excited. And I went to the hospital and I just had like an 8-hour labor. Everything worked great. The baby came out after 8 hours for a first labor. It was amazing. And then I went home and I was in heaven until a couple days later, I saw that she was getting jaundiced and that her skin was turning yellow. And when I saw the whites of her eyes turn yellow, I knew something was really wrong. So I took her quickly to the doctor, and they immediately put her in the hospital. And in those days, the only treatment they knew for jaundice was to flush all her blood through. And so they put one little poke in her left heel and a poke in her right heel, and her father had the same blood type, and so they took his blood and they just put all of his blood, not all of his blood, but all of her blood was flushed through to where she had no Erica blood left. It was just her dad's blood. And we didn't know, no one knew. It was dangerous. They were hoping that everything would be okay. And the night that she was in the hospital alone, I held vigil and I prayed. And I just knew somehow it would be okay. And the next morning they called me and said that she was well. And then in a couple days, I'd be able to take her home. And that is the first time I really knew that I was loved and protected and that there was something guiding and taking care of me, taking care of her, taking care of all of us. And I felt such an incredible sense of gratitude. And so we have to sometimes dive down to find that treasure. And sometimes we even go to it it's a hard place or a sad place sometimes in order to feel the deepness of that gratitude. And so now I'm going to tell you about this amazing book. This book is called Awe. And my friend Jenny, who's right there, took me to hear this speaker at Mile High. His name is Dacher Keltner. And he spoke about this book and about his own experiences. He's an amazing man. He's a professor of psychology at UC Berkeley, and he runs an institute called the Greater Good Science Center. And he studies compassion and awe and how they connect. And so he's done research for 20 years from places all over the world. And he has found what he's called the 8 wonders. And I'm going to tell you about the 8 wonders because awe connects directly to gratitude. Awe and wonder and gratitude, they just run into each other. I know we've all experienced that. So these are 8 ways that he has found that in our world we can experience awe and gratitude. And the first one is called moral beauty. And it's a very simple thing, moral beauty. It's anytime you either have an experience yourself or you witness somebody doing something that is really kind, really generous. It can be something small like your groceries tumble out of your bag and somebody stops and helps you pick them up and put them in. Or it can be something grand like the white helmets pulling people out of the buildings during 9/11. So it's this idea that there is hope on this planet and beauty and the depths of spirit because people have that part inside them that knows how to be kind and knows how to be generous. It's the heroic things and it's the simple things. And then there is an incredible sense of awe in nature. And he calls it, Decker Keltner calls it wild awe. I love that. And it's any time we just put ourselves in a situation where we're out somewhere in nature and just feeling what it feels like to be there can bring a sense of awe. I feel it every time I walk out of my house. I live up on Sugarloaf Mountain. And I just walk a short way away from my house, and it's there for me, amazement and awe. And then we have the awe that comes from music. And there's playing music ourselves or hearing music. A lot of the awe and the gratitude that comes from this feeling of music is that we usually do it together as a group. Either you're listening with your best friend or your loved one, or you're in a concert and you're hearing it, or you're in a car and it's on the radio and it's leaking out into your car from someone else's. It's that feeling. It brings a feeling of oneness as well as a feeling of great beauty. It can bring us chills. When people listen to music together, their brains synchronize in areas that ascribe emotional or cultural meaning, and it can break down the barriers between ourselves and others and just give us that sense of oneness. So there's also visual beauty that comes in art of any kind or architecture. And there's that sense that most artists are going for that. They want people to feel that sense of amazement and gratitude and awe when they see that piece of work. And I make soul collage cards, as you guys are seeing. That's what these are called. And I'm always in gratitude when the card gets made, because I just have a whole bunch of images and kind of a vague idea, and I start putting them together, and all of a sudden, it's a piece of art. It's a thing that didn't exist before. It's like the artist with a blank canvas, and then all of a sudden, it's a painting. I can't tell you the thrill. Such a thrill. And when we walk through a museum and we connect with something that someone else has made, also that deep feeling of gratitude. And then here's one that I think we all know, that feeling of mystical connection or spirituality. And that is connecting to a higher place, a higher source, anything that we want to call it. There's a feeling that happens inside that's so real. In fact, let's take a breath, just feel it right now. It's a mystery, but it is a mystery that brings a feeling of love and peace and wonder. And then also, there is a sense of awe and wonder and gratitude witnessing the beginning and the ending of life. You know, when there's a birth, a soul coming through into a body that was inside another body and then out in the world, there's such a sense. I don't know how many of you have ever been at a birth or been near a child that was just born, there is that same feeling at the end of life. I was with my husband when he transitioned, and it was so unbelievably beautiful. He was ready, he knew, and he just left. And there was just a feeling in the room of incredible love and peace. And I know everyone has a different experience, everybody, when they transition or when they give birth or at a birth. But there's always a feeling of awe of something bigger and a feeling of gratitude. And then there is, this is our teaching slide, a very simplified rendition of our teaching slide from Science of Mind. And I put this up here because there's also awe that comes from big ideas. And the big idea that came through that Ernest Holmes collected from centuries and centuries of teachers and learnings was that there are 3 layers, kind of our own little trinity of the way things work. There is spirit, and then beneath that, the layer of soul, and beneath that, the layer of manifestation or body, what's here on this plane. And I want you to notice that this is a V. Spirit enters all of these layers, all the way down. And that's why we can feel spirit on every layer. We can feel spirit, and there's this idea of an epiphany. An epiphany happens when God touches down through those layers and touches our life, and we recognize it. That makes an epiphany. And so this idea of a big idea bringing awe is so natural to us as practicers of science of mind. And then the last one is one called collective effervescence. I love the name of that. And this is another one that I'm going to help you have an experience of. Collective effervescence happens in a lot of different situations. It's when people are together, and it especially happens when there's simultaneous movement going on, where everyone's moving the same. Do you remember line dancing? And think about the wave when you're in a stadium and you see people standing and sitting, and I'm not going to make you do a wave, but that happens in dance in so many ways. And some people can just move their bodies and dance like that, and some people, and this happened to me after I had my hip surgery, I had to be concentrating on the inner dancer, because there's a part in each of us that's like an inner dancer. And so we're going to do a little, just 2 minutes of hand dancing together. And once again, you should be near another person to do this, because we're going to do something called mirroring. And mirroring is when you put your hands up and the other person puts their hands up, and you can feel the energy field between you. And then we'll just have you start to move, and first one person leads, then the other person. So if I go this way, he's going to follow. If I go this way, he'll go this way. Just do whatever I do, okay? And so luckily, we have our wonderful musician who's going to be helping us with this with a little bit of music. And just have fun with it. It's you and me again. Okay, ready? Oh, thank you so much. That was perfect. Well, I heard some giggling, so I'm taking that as a good sign. I hope everybody had a little bit of fun. Um, we just allow ourselves to feel and to feel each other's energy. And that's what collective effervescence is. Through moving in unison and convergence of feeling and transformation a transformation in consciousness occurs. And we shift from an egocentric view, seeing the world from our eyes only, to a shared attention about what's transpiring. So I hope that everyone has been having a really pleasurable time together. So my hope for each of us is that we can go through life in gratitude and allow ourselves to feel it. It's what Spirit wants for us, really, really wants. And I know that it's what each of us wants too. And I have one more quote that helps us here. It is not happiness that makes us grateful. It is gratefulness that makes us happy. And so let's have one little prayer together to end. Just take a deep breath or two and close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And feel within you that gratitude well up, knowing that there is a presence and a power that is all around us and also within us. And that presence and power guides us, leads us on this beautiful path through life, takes us on the journey, helps us recognize what's important in this life for us. And I know for each of us, there is a wellspring of wonder and of amazement and gratitude within us during this beautiful week of Thanksgiving, this month of Thanksgiving, and continuing on. I know that we are all loved by a love so great that teaches us how to live and how to really enjoy our life. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that this is the way it works. This is the way it's all been set up. And we are here as recipients and as participants. And so now I release this prayer gently, softly, flowingly into divine law, just knowing that it is done. It is complete. And so it is.
She got you all warmed up. Now we're going to take you the rest of the way. Here we go.
Yeah, we heard today it was going to be about dance, and there happens to be some artists that created the perfect song for such an occasion. And it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get up and dance if you're able. And even if you're not, shake what you got. Because we're bringing it fun tonight. Dance to the music. Dance to the music. Dance to the music. Dance to the music. All we need is some strong men for people who only need a beat. Yeah. I'm gonna add some chords now, make it easy to move your feet.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna add some bottom so that the dancers just won't hide.
You might like to hear Ken's keys now. I said, ride, Sally, ride. Listen to me, Ken and Travis got a message that's saying,
All the squares go home.
listen to the voices. Get along if you want.